Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is February 20th, 2022. This is episode 480. I think I said last episode was 480. This one actually is 480. Today we're looking at the Scorched. This is coming out from Image Comics, celebrating 30 years of publishing, and this is issue number 2. We did look at Scorched issue number 1 already. On the cover here, we have the Redeemer. Pretty nice looking cover. There were variant covers. I don't remember if there's a gallery in this one or not. We'll find out in a little bit here. But of course, Scorched, if you saw my first review, is kind of like a Spawn Universe Avengers. And we pick up the story that it's taking place in Russia. Russia has a couple of nefarious groups working. One is the Black Flag. The other is the Psalms, I believe it's called. A biblical thing. Let's take a quick look to see who's working on this. The script and plot is Sean Lewis. Todd McFarland also had some input on the story. Art is Stephen Segovia. The colorist, is Arif Prianto, and lettering is by And World Designs. The cover artist is Bjorn Boranos and Todd McFarlane. And let's see if there's anything else here to capture real quick. This is a McFarlane production, of course. We pick up right where we left off. They have captured Plague Spawn. Now, the group, which is Scorched, it has Gunslinger Spawn. It's got Jessica Priestess, She Spawn, the Redeemer, and Medieval Spawn. And the original Spawn has also jumped in to help, even though he's not part of what they call the Scorched. And I'm learning a little bit more about Spawn. I'm not an aficionado or an expert by any means, but this has been a pretty decent story. I think I like the first issue better than this one. But this one has a lot of mayhem. It's got some pretty good art in it, as you can see here. The one guy is taking a sample of Plague Spawn's blood, and he's injecting himself and others, and he will change, as you can see. And so we've got an army outside attacking. We've got the Scorched coming in, and now we've got these other creatures that has been created by the Spawn's blood, some of this DNA or whatever you want to call it. And you can see there's the strike force trying to get in this building here. So in the first issue, there were 2 females that they rescued from a prison-type situation. They were in some kind of compound, old factory or something. But they got them out. Unfortunately, one of them bites the dust in here. She's shot by a fighter plane. So there's a lot of action in here, of course. They explain a lot of things. It's mostly just one huge fight scene throughout this whole issue. You can take a look at some of the stuff going on. There's actually a sniper in the woods trying to take everybody out, but until she gets original spawner sights, it's all over for her or him. I don't know if it's a her or him, but they're gone. So what we end up finding out is there was 3 orphans, and they are all subjected to this spawn plague, I guess you want to call it. And this is the only one they have. There's a Sergey. I believe the other girl got killed, and then some American. And they're not really saying who the American is. That's a big mystery, but you can just see that this is just loaded with action. So if you like action, you'll probably like this. There's a lot of gore in it, too, as they take on werewolves and all kinds of other Spawnish creatures, like this dude here. But you can see that he gets this coming up, and it's as they do the pincher move on him. Oh, boy. So they're trying to still gather up, trying to figure out what's going on, why they've lost Actually, their friend Terry, Spawn's friend Terry, is watching the girl now that they saved, the one that's still left alive. They're just trying to piece together what's going on here. And then this is where they figure out there's some orphans and they've been infected. And Spawn himself has got this one guard here, and he's able to look into his mind. I believe that might be... It's regular Spawn, and yeah, and reading his mind, finding all the stuff that's been happening. And that's when they realize the girl that they saved is actually infected with that plague as well. And Terry gets knocked out as the soon-to-be determined new villain pops up and stands over Terry as, boy, I can't think of her name. I want to say Vanessa. I'm not sure if that was her name. It might have been Odessa. Anyway, it is a recommend. What was cool about this issue too is they actually give you kind of a roster of the latest Spawn people. So someone that's new to this magazine or this series might really kind of enjoy this because it talks about the Scorched. You get all their personalities right in here. And then it talks about 5 other characters that have probably appeared in other issues and maybe brought into this one in the future. I know we saw the gorilla before, so there's a few others. Overkill, Monolith, Haunt. I remember Haunt from, I think it was Spawn Universe, and this friend of Spawn's as well, Jim Downing, who maybe turn into something else. He's got Spawn-like powers now, but he may become something else in the future. So all in all, I appreciate that they did this a whole lot. Now what's great about Spawn is if you are collecting it, it's still back in like 2017 in the terms of price. It's $2.99. Now when they have these huge issues, they're only sold for like, I want to say $4.99 or something like that, and it's more than double the size, so those are super good values as well. The art in it's pretty good, the story's good. Yeah, let's take a quick look at it. What else was in here? Okay, they've relaunched, well, they're just talking about all the Image classics, and I think they're showing I'm not sure which one. I was thinking it was Saga, but I'm not sure if that's Saga now. We have Avatar: The Last Airbender available at McFarland Toys. So you can pick that up as a statuette if you wish, or action figurine. And here is the cover for Scorched 3 coming out in March. Not too far away. So there you have it. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching this YouTube video review of the Scorched issue 2, coming in at only $2.99. It is a recommend. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Also, put a like in there. If you wish to leave comments, please feel free to do so. And we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. I just want to mention that I did pick this up last week. It wasn't this week's comics. It was last week's. This week I didn't get anything. So I finished up last week's. I want to do a special tomorrow that's going to be unrelated to... I should say I didn't pick up any floppies this week. I picked up one trade. I'm hoping I can get through it and do a review on that as well. But I'm going to probably do a special video, I'm hoping tomorrow morning. And it's going to have more to do with the Power of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings series being done by Amazon. And just it's going to touch on it. It's not going to be like the same. I don't think it'll be like the same ones you've been seeing on there. It's just kind of more of an informational one. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. If you do see it, I'm hoping some people will stop by and see it. As always, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes bidding you adieu.